Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Fool by Frederick G. Dillen, performed by David Colacci.
I was doing my regular gig on Steve Scher's morning show, weekday, on KUOW-FM in Seattle many years ago, when a caller asked me how many pages she should read before she gives up on a book. Thus was born what has come to be known as Nancy Pearl's Rule of 50. Life's too short to read a book you don't love. If you're 50 or younger, give a book 50 pages before you decide whether or not to keep reading it. When you turn 51, subtract your age from 100, and that's the number of pages, which of course gets smaller every year, to read before you bail on a book you're not thoroughly enjoying. When you turn 100, you are free to judge a book by its cover, whatever the attendant dangers of doing so are. The Rule of 50, which ended up in a similar form on Starbucks Grande Cup number 169 in their The Way I See It series a few years ago, has long been a dependable guide in my reading life. I appreciate it more and more with each passing year, but sometimes when I start a new book, I can tell almost immediately, certainly within the first few pages, and sometimes as quickly as the opening paragraph, whether or not I'm going to fall in love with it. No matter how cautious I am in other areas of my life, not that there's much to my life besides books and reading, I admit with no shame that when it comes to reading, I not infrequently find myself tumbling head over heels into an all-consuming and satisfying relationship with a novel or work of narrative nonfiction. I should point out here that, in accordance with the Rule of 50, I only read books that I am passionate about, or at least thoroughly enjoying, by page 33 in my case. I long ago gave up slogging through a book in the hope that it might get better. But as a kind of corollary to the Rule of 50, I also realized that even if I wasn't enjoying a particular reading experience, it could be due to my current mood, so that giving up on a book didn't mean that I couldn't go back to it and try it again a few days, weeks, months, or even years later. It took me 3 attempts over the course of 2 years to finally see what almost everyone else saw, evidently immediately, in George R.R. Martin's fantasy series, Song of Ice and Fire. Count me in now as a big fan. My love for...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?